All right, back for another beer review, and today I will once again be reviewing a beer from the Other Half Brewing Company, and they're out of both Brooklyn and Rochester, New York. And this is their Laid Back. So this is a sour IPA that is brewed with peaches, vanilla, and lactose, and then they are dry hopping this with Citra, Galaxy, and Motueka hops. Comes in at 6% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed at the time of review. This can is approximately 1 month old. So I've only reviewed one other sour IPA from Other Half, their Tropical Crumble, which was pretty tasty beer. It smelled like French fries. It tasted like a tropical crumble dessert, tons of toasted coconut. It had like 7,000 different adjuncts in it, but it was pretty delicious. But I didn't really get the sour IPA portion of the show. It wasn't really sour, it was more sweet, and couldn't tell you that was an IPA. So I'm hoping that this one drinks a little bit more like a sour IPA. Hudson Valley does great sour IPAs, and that's kind of the standard when it comes to sour IPAs that I set for any other brewery. Like, it doesn't have to be to the quality of Hudson Valley, because I imagine it's hard to produce a sour IPA with that kind of quality. I just want something in that realm. I want to be able to get IPA characteristics, plus the sourness, plus whatever adjuncts you're using. We'll see. We'll see if Other Half can pull it off. You guys know I like Other Half, but I'm not going to bullshit you. I mean, if they can't do it, they can't do it. Not everybody can brew every style perfectly, or even well. That's just how it goes. I always get kind of, when I'm trying to put these on, like, I don't know how it goes. Sometimes they'll be sideways on camera and shit. It's weird. Anyway, so that pours out like most Other Half IPAs. It's a little bit brighter and definitely very turbid, very murky. It had about a half finger of an off-white head that has dissipated to a thin film, with a lot of sour beers with, what they're using in there in the kettle souring usually do not retain a head whatsoever. But yeah, it looks like a proper sour IPA. Let's get a nose. Definitely getting a nice sour component to this one. Like a lactose sourness. Yeah, there's a nice, I'd imagine, lactobacillus in here, and they're using like I said, peaches. A lot of times with peaches, fresh peaches, you get a nice tart, acidic quality to that as well. And I'm getting pretty decent blast of peaches in here. I'm getting a little bit of vanilla, which I thought I'd get more based on the description of this beer. They say, basically vanilla and lactose in here, and usually lactose gives me vanilla, and vanilla obviously is going to give me vanilla, so I thought there'd be more vanilla in here. I'm getting some underlying like lemon lime qualities to it, maybe from the IPA itself. More like a slightly sweeter, juicy like lime, maybe a key lime, something like that. Definitely a little bit of a acidic, tart lemon quality, maybe even a little bit of a juicy orange as well. This is very heavy on the citrus qualities to this beer. Again, they're using Citra, Galaxy, and Motueka. Not really picking up on any, the Galaxy, I would think, pineapple and whatnot, and passion fruit and stuff. Not really getting that. This is really dominated by the sour component, in addition to a little bit of that vanilla and lactose, and then just a big citrus blast. It smells pretty good. It doesn't smell anything that's going to blow anyone's socks off. It's certainly not blowing my socks off right now. It just smells like a well-made sour IPA. But yeah, it just smells good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. That's nice. Taste is, and this has been happening a lot for me with Other Half, at least over like the last 3 or 4 months. A lot of their beers, the nose just seems to be muted or completely different than the taste for me. I will say right now, right off the top of the, right off the top, I wasn't saying top of the bat. What am I doing? Right from the top, right from the first sip. While this tastes quite a bit better than the nose was indicating, there's not a lot of complexity in the taste. I'm actually getting a high tartness, lower sour component. Like this is definitely a tart beer. This appropriate, when they say sour, it definitely is approaching sour. First off, body, 6%. This is like lower side of medium body. This is one of the lower bodies I've had from an Other Half IPA, just in general. The mouthfeel, because of the lactose, because of the vanilla, I'd imagine they're using probably oats and wheat and stuff in this. This one has like a nice, soft and smooth and slightly creamy mouthfeel. Not to the degree that a lot of their other beers have, but it's nice. But the taste is pretty much, there's a lot of peach, and then there's a ton of vanilla and lactose. This is coming off as a peach creamsicle. Or like you took a peach, it's like a peach gummy ring, but you like dipped it in some kind of like vanilla drizzle or something. It's kind of, I know that sounds weird, but I'm getting so much vanilla and lactose in the taste that all the rest of the characters are kind of just, you know, subdued into the background, which is weird because like I said, I was barely getting it on the nose, and it's just in the taste. The vanilla and lactose is crazy. As you can see, I'm pounding this out. This is a very refreshing, thirst-quenching beer. Right up front, you're hit with all the peach character, the sweeter, well, right up front, you're hit with the vanilla and lactose. Then it goes into like the tart peach, a little bit of citrus qualities, not as big as on the nose, just maybe a little lemon lime. It finishes relatively dry, relatively tart with an ever so slight residual sweetness. And yeah, this is a great summer beer. Summer's approaching. We're in spring now, and yeah, this is great for the spring and summer, I think. That said, this beer is not overly complex. It's nothing that I think is going to blow anybody's socks off. I already said that once, but I just want to reiterate that this beer is not an amazing beer. It's just a well-made, very good sour IPA. So rating for Laid Back from Other Half, I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5. I was debating whether that or 4.25. I just think the lack of complexity to this one, it's pretty much a 3 or 4 note wonder. You know, you have the vanilla and lactose, you have the peach, a little bit of like acidic qualities, and you know, a little bit of that citrus too. But for the most part, did they nail the sour IPA portion? I think they did much better than the Tropical Crumble, and they came close. I do think this is, you know, borderline sour, and they put, you know, they say it's a Sour Peach IPA. I believe that. It's pretty damn good. If you've had this one before, I'd be curious to know what you think about it. It's the only second, like I said, only the second sour IPA I've had from Other Half, and you know, they're fine. I don't think they're doing as good as Hudson Valley, clearly, but yeah, for the first couple I've had from them, I think they're pretty damn good. Hopefully they kind of, you know, dial in a lot of their recipes and make them a bit more enjoyable for me personally, although I'm sure a lot of people dig these regardless. Anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by for another beer review, and until the next one, cheers.